Hello students, we will see the chemical changes and reaction, the part 4. Double decomposition reaction. So we have seen three types already. One is this, synthesis reaction or direct combination, then simple displacement reaction, then decomposition reaction. So now let's see about double decomposition reaction. Double decomposition means actually we are exchanging the radicals. Say for example, when you take this equation XY, AB, which is given of different colors, you can see that X of electropositive reacts with this electronegative of the second compound to form one new compound. The same way, this electropositive of the second compound forms a compound with the first compound anion there, that is AY. So this is how the exchange of radicals takes place there. So that is double decomposition. In the case of double decomposition, we have two types of reaction. One is precipitation reaction, the other one is neutralization reaction. Now coming to the precipitation reactions. So before that, you can see one more example of this double decomposition, AB with CD. See, this positive reacts with this negative to form AD, and B for the C combines with this B. So always positive comes first, then comes negative. Cation first, then anion. This is how the exchange of radicals takes place. So some colorless salts, PPT reactions we will see now. Say for example, now let's see about calcium salt. Coming to calcium chloride with sodium carbonate. See, this main condition in PPT reaction is, see, this calcium chloride also is a solid substance and a sodium carbonate is also a solid substance. So if you mix both the solid substances, no reaction will undergo. So what we have to do is, one of the compound chemical, you have to make it as an aqueous solution state. That is, you are going to mix distilled water with this salt there, make it as a solution form. That is aqueous solution state. So this what we are going to do is calcium chloride, we mix it with the sodium carbonate solution. Now you will get, that is NaCl is separated, sodium chloride, and calcium carbonate is formed. That is the PPT formed here. So the PPT for all the colorless salts you will be getting as white PPT. See, with silver salt we call it as milky white PPT, for calcium chalky white PPT, for zinc gelatinous white PPT. So in PPT itself, white PPT, we have a different thing there. Now coming to zinc nitrate with sodium carbonate. So one of the salt, make it as an aqueous solution state, and you will get the product as here NaNO3 is splitted and zinc carbonate is separated. So zinc carbonate only forms here white PPT. Coming to the next chemical compound, that is with zinc sulfate with ammonium carbonate, a different salt, ammonium carbonate. So here ammonium reacts with sulfate to form one of the product as ammonium sulfate, and left out is zinc and carbonate. So zinc carbonate white PPT forms. So always you are getting a soluble salt which you are going to get a PPT. PPT means, meaning here is it's an insoluble salt which you are going to get it after the completion of reaction. Now coming to the lead nitrate. So lead nitrate with sodium chloride. See, Na reacts with NaNO3. It gives sodium nitrate, and left out is lead and chlorine. So lead chloride it forms. Here the lead valency which we are using here is 2. So automatically you will be getting here as PbCl2. Now lead nitrate with sodium sulfate. So lead reacts with this sulfate to form lead sulfate as YPPT, and left out is sodium nitrate. So this calcium carbonate, zinc carbonate, and here zinc carbonate, lead chloride and lead sulfate all forms YPPT here. Now let's see about color salts like ferrous sulfate, ferric chloride and copper sulfate. So in ferrous sulfate takes reacts that with sodium hydroxide solution. So when you sodium hydroxide solution should be a freshly prepared solution, then only the reaction undergoes and you will get a color, a beautiful color, dark color you will get it. So sodium sulfate is splitted, and the PPT which you are going to get it, FeOH twice. So the color itself tells you that it is a dirty green PPT which you are going to get it here. Now coming to the ferric chloride. So here iron valency is 3. Iron 3 chloride or ferric chloride reacts with sodium hydroxide to form ferric hydroxide and sodium ferric hydroxide and sodium chloride. So the color of this ferric hydroxide FeOH thrice is reddish brown PPT. So the color is reddish brown, which is insoluble one. Coming to copper sulfate, you know the color of the salt is pale blue. So it reacts with sodium hydroxide solution. You will get sodium sulfate and left out is copper hydroxide CuOH twice. See, copper valency here is 2. So you will get it as twice here. Pale blue PPT. So by looking at the color or by the PPT which you are getting, you can identify which metallic ion is present here. If I get a dirty green PPT, your metallic ion is Fe2 plus. If it is reddish brown PPT, your metallic ion is Fe3 plus. And if pale blue PPT means your metallic ion is copper. Now we'll see with zinc salt. Zinc salt already we have seen. So some more examples of zinc sulfate with sodium hydroxide. See, you are getting sodium sulfate and zinc hydroxide ZnOH twice. So the PPT which you are getting here is zinc, that is it has gelatinous white PPT. So balancing equation, you know that how to balance it. Only for this ferric chloride I'll just explain. You can go through for the other equations there. See, you have 3 chlorine. So write it off 3 here. Sodium is 2. Sodium is 3. So you can write it as 3 here. 3 hydroxide, 3 hydroxide. We will see some more reactions there. The other reaction with lead nitrate with sodium hydroxide, sodium nitrate and lead hydroxide, that is white PPT, which is insoluble one, which you are getting. Excess means it is soluble there. Now in neutralization reaction. So far we have seen about only the PPT reactions. Now let's see about neutralization reaction, that is a base with an acid or acid with a base. Always you will get a salt and water. So we'll take an example of sodium hydroxide, which is a base, reacts with acid. So whatever acid which we are using here, it's a diluted acid. It's not a concentrated one. So you will be getting as a salt as NaCl and water is octane. So this is neutralization reaction. It's a standard reaction that any acid with any base, you will be getting salt and water is a product. Now let's see some more examples of this neutralization reaction. So when you take, see, as I said earlier, base means it's not only hydroxide of a metal is a base. See here, oxide of a metal is also a base. Now copper oxide, CuO. So this insoluble base which you are treating with dilute H2SO4, you will be getting as copper sulfate. Cu reacts, it takes up this radical there, exchange of radical CuSO4, and this oxygen will be given up to this hydrogen to form the water. So likewise, lead oxide if you take, treated with dilute, it's a different acid which you are seeing, nitric acid, PbNO3 twice, lead valency 2, always lead valency we are taking it as 2. And left out is hydrogen oxygen which forms water. So we have seen about oxides of metal. Let's take hydroxides of a metal like copper hydroxide, lead hydroxide. So treated with a different acid like dilute sulfuric acid, copper sulfate is formed and water is a product. So now in case of lead hydroxide with nitric acid, lead nitrate and water. So when you look at all these reactions, see a base with an acid, salt and water you are getting. So let's see about with a different thing, general reaction like sodium hydroxide with nitric acid, that is sodium nitrate, water. Then ammonium hydroxide, a different base which I am using here. See, sodium hydroxide is a strong base. Why we call it as a strong base? You know the nature of the sodium metal is the most reactive metal, but ammonium is a weak base there. And this one, when you treat it with diluted Cl, you are going to get ammonium chloride, water. So different reactions. We have seen all this reaction. The exchange of radicals is taking place in neutralization also as well as PPT reaction also. Let's see about the applications of this neutralization. See, if a bee, sting of a bee, honeybee, that is wasp, what happened, the sting of a bee, it contains acidic character there. It has the acidic nature and it bites you. So the nature of the thing is acidic thing there. That's why it pains for you. Now that place you are going to, if you are applying a baking soda, that is, a chemical name of baking soda is NaHCO3, which is basic in nature. this two will nullify the thing or neutralizes the thing. So this is the one of the application of this neutralization reaction. As same way, if you take in acidity, so what is the acid which is secreting in the stomach means HCl acid. So this acidic nature, sometimes we feel that acidity there more. That means you have to take an antacid which is alkaline in nature to neutralize the thing. So this is another application of neutralization reaction. Let's see about that. So far we have seen all the 4 types of reaction as chemical changes. Let's see about energy changes also. This energy changes exothermic endothermic reaction. So exothermic reaction, water with the oxygen, you are getting water. It's a highly exothermic reaction. Even though it's a neutral acid, liquid there, it's a highly exothermic reaction. It's a reversible one. A lot of heat will be liberated or evolved. So ammonia gas with the oxygen, you are getting nitrogen monoxide, that is nitric oxide, plus water, that is also an exothermic reaction. See, this plus heat sign represents that it is exothermic reaction. So endothermic means heat is absorbed. Say for example, when you take carbon with water, carbon monoxide and hydrogen. So what do you call this carbon monoxide and hydrogen? It's a water gas, and we have represent that heat is absorbed. So heat is absorbed means you are going to represent it with a minus heat sign. Same way calcium carbonate, that is the limestone, when you take, you will be, when you heat it, you will get quick climb, that is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide, and heat is absorbed. So lot of heat will be absorbed here in this reaction. So these reactions are all examples of exo and endo. So exo means heat is liberated, endo means heat is absorbed. So liberated case we are representing with the symbol. You can identify easily with the plus heat sign, it's exothermic, minus heat sign is endothermic reaction. Let's see about the electrochemical and photochemical in detail. This electrochemical reaction, see sodium chloride fused salt, I think I have explained the same thing in that is a decomposition reaction. When you pass current here, it split it into Na plus and Cl minus ion. So positive one goes to the negative side, that is cation goes to the cathode, and the anion moves towards the anode, Cl minus, that is negative to the positive side. And what does the cathode plays, cathode electrode, what kind of reaction is taking place means it's a reduction reaction, and anode oxidation reaction. So reduction means it's gain of electron, that's why you are putting a plus sign on electron here and you are getting Na. So compound is splitted into ion, that ion again it's splitted into atom, that atom will combine to form a compound here. So it is like a cyclic process. Anode oxidation takes place. So take the Cl minus ion towards this, it will deposit there, and anode oxidation means loss of electron. So put a minus sign here, 1 electron Cl. This chlorine atom reacts with another chlorine atom to form a molecule. So this is how the reaction takes place there. So we have seen the energy changes of exothermic, endothermic, electrochemical, and now photochemical reaction. The well-known photochemical reaction which you are familiar is photosynthesis. So plants need carbon dioxide and water in presence of sunlight, chlorophyll. What happens? It prepares the food, that is C6H12O6. That is energy which is required for the plant, and water is and oxygen is liberated. A little as the oxygen we have, water is required here as well as water is also given out here. So this is an example of photosynthesis reaction. So this you know how to balance it. See here, when you get a carbon here 6 here, so you can write it off 6 here immediately. The oxygen, so come to this hydrogen here, it's 12. So write it off 12 here. When you write 12 here, it becomes 24. So the other place also you have hydrogen here. So already you have 12. So one more 6 if you write it. 6 into 2, 12. 12 plus 2, 24 you are getting. And oxygen is 12 and plus 12, 24. The same way here, oxygen 6, 12, 12 plus 12, 24. Now coming to one more reaction which you have learned already, that is hydrogen with the chlorine. Only in diffuse sunlight the reaction undergoes. You will get HCl, hydrogen chloride gas. It's not an acid. So direct sunlight, if this reaction undergoes, it is an explosive reaction. So direct reaction we are not doing it. So only in diffuse sunlight the reaction undergoes. So we have seen photosynthesis as well as this HCl how it forms. So we have seen all the 4 types of energy changes reaction there: exo, endo, electrochemical, photochemical. We will see in the next class about the conditions or the factors which brings about the chemical changes. So keep learning whatever question is possible based on this topic. We'll see in the next class. Thank you, students.